Hi, hello everyone. Anthony Fantano here, internet's busiest music nerd. I hope you are doing well. Oh wait, I should probably change this. It's a naughty word shirt. It's a naughty word shirt. It's a shirt with naughty words. Hi everyone, Anthony Fantano here, internet's busiest music nerd. I hope you are doing well, and it is time for another edition of this series where I go over the top 10 Billboard singles, the songs that are ranked by Billboard to be the best singles of the year in a given year. We are currently moving through the 2010s, and we're almost done. We are 2018. Obviously, some more recent tracks here that we can recall more easily than something from the bygone era of 2011 or whatever year that was again that Thrift Shop dropped. There was a lot of mid that year. But yeah, some more recent tracks in this video. Excited to go over them with you. And yeah, let's start with number 10. That would be with the Maroon 5 song, Girls Like You, Girls Like You. Pretty much in every single one of these videos, there is like a Maroon 5 song or two. The band is like fucking McDonald's. It's like they end up on these lists, not because they're the best or they're worthy of the most praise, but like it's just so agreeable and lowest common denominator that like everybody hears it. It's essentially McDonald's but for music. And yeah, that's pretty much the same for this track as well. I can't really say that while I do like Cardi B, that her big fucking wrecking ball voice does much for a Maroon 5 song. And believe me, even before Cardi is in the picture, there's not a whole lot that you can do with a Maroon 5 song. The instrumentation is so soulless, bland. I will say this, as I kind of showed earlier, the vocal melody on this track is actually quite catchy in my opinion, and I think that is making it a bit of a one-up for most Maroon 5 songs out there that end up on these Billboard lists. A lot of them I think are quite forgettable, but Just Like You, I actually think does have a bit of a melody to it that does stick with you after some time, whether you want it to or not. I think that's saying something. I would put this in the D row. I don't hate it as much as I possibly could. I don't hate it as much as some other Maroon 5 songs. It does have some listenable and likable qualities, but overall would much rather listen to something else. Following this, we have the fan favorite sleeper hit from his album Scorpion, In My Feelings. Kiki, do you love me? Good opening line, some catchy bits, like that little bit of a, kind of dance remix section in the midst of the track too. Is it one of the more lyrical and fully fleshed out Drake tracks out there? No, but it is a sweet little danceable bop. I think it's fine. It's cool while it's on. At this point, I think it hits with just a dab of nostalgia as well, not in a bad way. I think it's aged pretty decently. I'll say that as well. Are there better Drake tracks? Yes. Are there worse Drake tracks? Yes. I think this one is, just kind of in the middle. Not scoffing at it or anything like that. It's a nice little fun, gentle party track. Following this, we have the Zed track featuring Maren Morris and Gray. Why can't you just meet me in the middle? Yeah, this one's not too bad. I actually like the chorus on this one. I think this is, one of the best choruses in, one of these EDM pop fusion tracks that we've heard throughout this decade. Truth be told, though, not really crazy about the production. I find the instrumental on this cut to be really freaking grating, especially how the synths come in this really ugly, horrid way on the chorus. If I'm being honest here, I feel like the best context for this song, the background in which it sounds the best and most amazing is when it's on, and look, I'm not fucking with you here, a ceiling speaker at the mall or at like a Target or a big box store. I feel like when it's in that context or like in the grocery store, it really hits. It fucking hits. Like that melody goes off of the Walmart speaker. Listening to it by yourself, like, on a stereo or something like that, awful, horrible, rancid, bad vibes all around. But again, in the Target, I would put this in the C row. It's cute, it's likable, it's fine, awful, horrible, rancid, bad vibes. Next, we have another track that I think is decent. It is I Like It from Cardi B off of her big breakout debut full-length album. If you guys remember this track, it was kind of a Latin trap blend, although I thought that the I like it like that interpolations or, kind of incorporations along with the horn sections were tacked onto the beat in kind of a very tacky way. But with that being said, liked what J Balvin and Bad Bunny and Cardi B did on it collectively. I kind of like Cardi as a rapper generally. I think she has a lot of personality. I think she has a lot of flavor. Obviously not the most technical skill or like the most wordplay when comparing with other artists out there, but I think Cardi does have a bold voice that I definitely respect and I enjoy hearing on certain tracks in certain contexts. There are some features where I think she doesn't quite work and she's kind of forced into the fold just by virtue of her popularity and just, desperation on the part of whatever artist wants her on the track for that shared clout. But in the context of a song like this, I think Cardi works and works well. There are just some production issues that I have with it. It's quite interesting. I don't think we've had like 3 tracks in a row in one of these videos so far where they've all gone in the sea. Combo breaker. We have Mr. Post Malone featuring Ty Dolla $ign on the song Psycho, one of the better singles from his Beer Bongs and Bentleys era. While it is pretty chill, maybe a little more low-key than I would like in some pockets, as I think the chorus could have gone a bit harder, I think it does have a nice kind of easy-going vibe, and I think Ty Dolla $ign and Post Malone have a good chemistry together. Post Malone gives one of his better vocal performances as far as all of his singles go, and yeah, it's like a really sweet, fun, little chill song all around, with some funny and I guess kind of standout bars here and there, like the weird one about letting the ugly girl have a sip. That's kind of weird. Ty does his thing on the track, and I think it contributes to the song pretty well overall. And yeah, I like this one. I think this one's pretty good. For me, the Beer Bongs and Bentleys era is really like peak Posty. He was really kind of going off on the deep cuts and the singles as well. We are doubling up on the Posty tracks. We are bringing also Rockstar. That is next on Billboard's list at number 5, featuring 21 Savage. And if you guys remember my thoughts on this song, my thoughts on Posty's output during this era, or my review of his album that this comes off of, this track, in my opinion, is fantastic. I love this goddamn song. It is so freaking catchy. 21 does really well on the song too. I think he brings quite a bit to the song. Chorus goes off, production goes off, Posty's vocals sound fantastic. They're just soaring over the entire instrumental. I think this is a wonderful blend of pop music and trap music. And yeah, I just love the hell out of the song. I think it's one of the best, if not the best, kind of mainstream pop rap crossovers of the year. And certainly out of the 10 songs, before I finish this video, that are listed in this Billboard Top 10, this is my favorite track, handily. This is my favorite track, handily. And would put it up there in the S row, honestly, with pretty much all the other singles that I've placed in this row for the duration of this series so far. Yeah, I think this track is great. It's really fun. It's a bop. It's a banger in just about every way a bop and a banger can be a bop and a banger. And just as further confirmation that the Latin trap crossovers were popping off this year, we have Camila Cabello with Havana featuring Young Thug, which is very mild, very light on the ears, and very boring, in my opinion. This song is kind of like a boneless I like it. Cardi B's gigantic semi-truck is just taking up the front of the line in that lane, and meanwhile, this thing is like 6 cars back, sounding drab as hell. Not so offensive that you would want to shut it off or anything like that, but painfully forgettable. Even Young Thug's contribution to the track is really not all that special. Don't really know how this one popped off as hard as it did, as it does come off again, just like as unimaginative as it does. I would put this one over in the D row. Next, coming in at number 3 on Billboard's list, we have BB Rexa with Meant to Be, Florida Georgia Line on the track as well. Yeah, it's kind of like a pop, hip-hop, country crossover on this one. Truth be told, though, a catchy chorus on the song. Catchy chorus on the track, even if I find, the exaggerated drawl that comes off of FLG's vocals to be like really gross and a little too much, that I find the fusion of these pop, hip-hop, and country production aesthetics coming together to be, essentially like the 3 horsemen of the apocalypse. We just need a 4th. I guess the 4th would be Rexa and Florida Georgia Line assembling. So yeah, this song is certainly a reflection of end times. at least in terms of aesthetics. But again, in my opinion, there is something to the tune here. I do think this is one of the catchier songs of the bunch here. It just so happens to be not sung very well and produced in such a way where it would make someone like me kind of recoil in disgust, at least a little bit, when it's on. I would put this in the D section. I don't like it. I don't like it, I don't like it, I don't like it, but you could certainly do much worse. All right, next at number 2 on the list, we have Mr. Ed Sheeran with the song Perfect from his record Divide. Enjoyed the song when I heard it and did a review on the record, and still enjoy it now. I think this song has a simple beauty to it between the guitars and the vocals. Lyrics, while very sentimental, are sweet and straight from the heart. Kind of my biggest gripe with this song is that it's like so obviously trying to be some like late 20s, early 30s white couple's wedding song. And, if this is like your wedding song, like it's not bad. It's not, you could do much worse. This is a decent, like little kind of first dance song, walking down the aisle song, crying at you before I'm doing my vows kind of song. And it's nice in that regard. It's nice in that way. I respect it for that. There's nothing wrong with doing a song for that vibe. We need songs for that vibe. So again, even if it is obvious, even if it is formulaic, even if it is a little on the nose, I think it is pretty well done and tastefully performed and sung. I do think Ed has a lot of corny ass tracks that I do not like, that I would flush down the toilet of history with no regrets whatsoever, but Perfect is not one of them. All right, and before we close out this video, we're going to go Champagne Poppy one more time, another track from his record Scorpion. This one is, of course, God's Plan. Handily one of the most streamed hip-hop songs of all time, and I could see why. Drake's melodic flows are quite catchy. There are some fun little lyrical breakdowns across the track that everybody finds to be very memorable, and for good reason. And yeah, those kind of very airy, ethereal, pumping synth chords that play throughout the song are very catchy too and hit a nice hypnotic groove. Yeah, it's a likable track all around, quite fun. I think it's quite sweet. I think it is a little mesmerizing as well. It's not only just not bad, it's a Drake song that I genuinely personally enjoy. I do find most of Scorpion to be kind of overloaded, bloated, and a slog, but God's Plan is one of those tracks on the record that do stand out, do make listening to the album at least once worth it, and it is a Drake song that I actively seek out. I think it is a great Drake track all around, one of his better mainstream singles.
I don't think it's one of Drake's better tracks, honestly.
Do I wish the chorus went a little bit harder? Do I wish there were some more interesting lyrics here and there? Do I wish that his voice was a bit more active in some pockets of the track? Yes, there are some elements of the song that I think are a little one-dimensional, kind of a snooze, but I still think that it has a simple beauty to it that makes it quite catchy and quite enjoyable. I would put this in the B row. Wow, that's quite interesting. It's quite an interesting formation. I've never seen this before in any of these videos. We have 3 and B, 3 and C, 3 and D, and then we just have the 1 S. With that being said, this is my gathering for the 2018 Billboard Top 10 Singles of the Year. Thank you very much for watching. Let me know what you think of these tracks. Love them, hate them, or feel somewhere in between. I would love to know in the comments. You're the best. Over here next to my head is another video that you can check out. Hit that up or the link to subscribe to the channel. Yeah, do that, won't you? That'd be nice. Forever.